And we head into our sixth and final match on the day, semifinal number 2, a good one, IVC and Canyons, but that's a tough act to follow. Cabrillo going home, San Joaquin Delta through to the final in 5 sets. Armin.
Yeah, that was such a tough match earlier to watch. I mean, heart breaks for Cabrillo. Thought Delta played outstanding, but I do feel like Cabrillo lost it rather than Delta won it. But if we're looking at these two teams here, IVC and Canyons. This will be the second matchup between these two teams. IVC took the first earlier in the season in 4 sets, but pretty early in the season. We'll see if they can bounce back.
Yeah, and an early observation in the warm-ups. Emily Burns, really the big kill getter on the season for Canyons, really reserving her energy. And we saw fatigue play a factor in that last match. Cabrillo not very deep, and as soon as Rocha went really away from being very productive, she was in a little bit of a lull, and we didn't really see her get her second win. Maybe Emily Burns saw that and is trying to get ahead of the 8 ball.
Conserve some energy. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's exactly what she's doing. It might be some of the fatigue we were mentioning in the last game, but I heard assistant Nathan Sparks yelling at her, "Get up off your feet, Emily, jump, jump," because her warm-up was just seemed to be a little lax.
Well, it's an all-South battle, and Armin, can you maybe speak to maybe the possibility of there being a fatigue factor, not only from playing, but also the travel up here to Solano from the south?
Yeah, I mean, Canyons is out in the Valencia area. IVC's coming from obviously Irvine, and that's a lot of travel. A lot of these teams aren't used to overnights. I mean, they don't really do that at the community college level. Maybe one a year, but that's definitely going to take its toll. You're not at home. Right, you're in a hotel, you've got some curfews, other things that you're worried about, and so you just hope that that you can find a quick rhythm on a Friday, a Saturday, get yourself going. And I don't think IVC is really flustered. At least it doesn't look like. But yeah, we'll have, only time will tell. We'll have to see what happens in this match.
Yeah, Emily Burns did not have an Emily Burns-esque game. She only hit 184 sub 200, wow. But she did lead the team with 15 kills. But it's an impressive stat because they end up winning in the quarters, and with that win, not having a great game from Burns, maybe she's not feeling well, a little under the weather perhaps. You don't really know what that might be, but if she could turn it up here, have a good game, that really could bode well here in springing the upset. IVC comes in undefeated on the season, 25-0 after the win earlier today over Folsom Lake.
Well, we can see Olivia Aguilar here in the warm-up for IVC. I think she just ran off the court, actually, but she has a new tape job going on her upper right arm. Not sure what that is about, but hopefully for IVC's opportunity to win, it's not going to affect her swinging.
Yeah, and obviously it was the usual suspects, Kaavaloa, Olivia Aguilar, as you just mentioned, leading the way. Kaavaloa with 17 kills, Olivia Aguilar with 18 kills in the win earlier today versus Folsom Lake, and the Falcons go down. Moments away from the start of our 6th and final day of the day, semifinal number 2. Irvine Valley, College of the Canyons. Back in a moment. sixth and final match on the evening, on the day. It's been a long one here, Gabby.
It has.
Armin Zakarian, Gabby Silva, Mike Cepeda with you on tonight's coverage. Semifinal number 2 at Old South Semi. They will take on, the winner will take on San Joaquin Delta again in thrilling fashion. In 5 over the top seed of the North Cabrillo goes down.
These big hitters to look out for in this match. Number 7, Olivia Aguilar with Irvine Valley, and number 18, Emily Burns, College of the Canyons. Both just very big, important hitters for their team and played a very integral role in their 2 victories earlier today.
Yeah, key cons, obviously, what both teams want to do. And Burns, as we stated, maybe a little bit under the weather. The energy level not really there early on, and maybe trying to conserve it here, not only in this match, but in a potential matchup tomorrow in the final.
Yeah, keep your eye on number 4, Tyra Cavaloa from IVC. I got a feeling she's been saving herself for some bigger moments.
Yeah. She was huge in the win over Folsom Lake. She had 17 kills.
Yeah, didn't look like she ever took a hard swing.
Yeah, she was batting .320. Meanwhile, Olivia Aguilar, no surprise, hitting over 400 in that one. And meanwhile, it's Megan Ramsier.
What I'm realizing, Irvine might have had long sleeve jerseys on earlier today, so that might have been why we didn't see Aguilar's arm tape earlier. Not sure if it's an injury or what's going on there.
Gotcha. Down the line, that was Bortuni. Starting for the Lasers, it's number 2, Gabby Lau, Tyra Cavaloa, number 7, Olivia Aguilar, number 12, Diamond Brogan, number 14, Megan Ramsier, number 42, Oma Entisari, and number 44, Alyssa Bortuni.
Well, this is exactly the kind of start Canyons was hoping for. Quick 3-0 lead.
Irvine Valley coming in 25-0 after the win earlier versus Folsom Lake, looking to keep their unbeaten streak alive here in 2017. Back set, Aguilar through the block and down, and IVC now on the board. Starting for Canyons, number 1, Shayla Johnson, number 2, Morgan Ferguson, number 18, Emily Burns, number 23, Caroline Page, 25, Rachel Perez, and number 50, Tony Bido. Aguilar now serving. It's a good one. We talked about the jump top spin serve utilized so well by Aguilar in match 1 earlier today. You see it right there with an ace.
I mean, if you watch her approach and her arms, it's amazing how much jump she gets. She does not even have a backswing with her arms.
Just a very live arm, good wrist action. She has a nice toss, very controlled toss. Puts her in a position to succeed. Cavaloa blocked back over, and it's a roof job up front. Burns right there. Burns along with Ferguson.
If I'm IVC, I'm doing my best to stay away from Burns. That's not the blocking matchup you want to exploit.
Burns a beast up front all year, all facets of the game.
She's got to be the tallest player here at the state.
Another serve not handled very well, uncharacteristically by Gabby Lau. And it's 5-2 early here, set 1 between IVC and Canyons. Spread the word, everybody. Should have a good one here in the final match of our coverage today. www.socalcollegesports.com. Also on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Feel free to subscribe. Let it be known you got some friends and family want to watch this game live. They can do so as well. And then also the games will archive to our YouTube channel, so feel free to watch it on demand on the archive copy. And Tisari now serving for the Lasers, down 3-5.
It's good service pressure from both teams.
Great pass. Pretty good swing down the line for the score, Shayla Johnson.
Line judge calling antenna hit.
Oh, wow. Johnson with 8 kills earlier today in the win over Feather River. Canyons, a 3 seed from the south. 26.
Oh, we got a little confusion here. Looks like Canyons actually ended up winning the point. I'm not sure if they overruled the line judge.
Yeah, what's the conversation here, Armin?
Originally, ball was swung line, so I'm not sure if it hit the block and then went out of bounds or what, but point went to Canyons.
That one blocked back over. That one falls.
Cavaloa using that tape. Got to use your equipment.
Cavaloa with the kill.
Already I'm seeing her arm moving a lot faster than the first match against Folsom Lake. Looked like she was just hitting beat shots out there.
Yeah.
She's starting to play some big girl volleyball here.
Anata Bath into serve. That one roofed over. Brogan denies Bido.
I wonder if IVC's in a commit on that. Looked like that middle was all over the quick attack.
IVC trails it 5-6. Early set 1, semifinal 2, match 6 of the day. 3C2A 2017 Women's Volleyball Championship. Cavaloa takes a little off of it. Perfect placement. Ties it up at 6-0.
I wonder how many years libero Gabby Lau and Tyra Cavaloa have been playing together. Both graduated from University Lab High School in Honolulu, Hawaii, right next to UH Manoa's campus. They must have a lot of chemistry.
Well, we saw the synergy last match versus Folsom Lake. Lau, you have to give Lau the best player nod on the floor as we see a kill from the near side. Johnson flying in.
Lau was all over the place in that quarterfinal match. Her ball control is unbelievable.
Canyons now with a 7-6 lead.
Human vacuum cleaners. Just sucks it up, spits it right back out perfect.
Yep. Lau, sophomore, as you said, from University Lab in Hawaii. Johnson looking for an angle on the serve.
Nice job from Renata Bath, following that ball all the way to the line, making sure out of bounds.
Back to serve, it's Cavaloa. 7-0. Back and forth we go here in set 1. Back set. This one tapped over. That was Aguilera. Bido denied.
Canyon should have taken some notes in the last match. You don't tip a ball over Aguilar.
No.
Yeah.
She just climbs the ladder.
Yeah, she makes you pay. Talked about the long limbs. We see that on full display right there. Cavaloa on serve. Bit of a setter dump there from Perez. Far side to Aguilera. Off of the block, not down. Great save by Perez. That one now down. Check that, not Perez. That was Dawson saving that for the point. Canyons ties it back up at 8 apiece. Well, you get the feeling both teams feeling each other out early here. Kelsey Strong now serving for the Cougars. Great pass from Bath outside. Aguilera puts it down. Oh, it's a simple equation for success in volleyball. You win the serve and pass battle, you're going to find yourself being a successful volleyball team.
Most certainly. I really enjoy watching IVC. They clearly have a great serving strategy. You know, you don't see the same serve coming over the net. Each girl has her own distinct serve. They utilize their strengths, and it keeps the opponent from getting in a rhythm. You don't just see floats, you see spins. Here's IVC with a third block.
Page.
That's a...
Caroline Page is off the mark. No touch on the ball. It's 2-0 run.
Such a big front row for IVC right now. They're really, the College of Canyons is really going to have to figure something out in order to get an effective swing over the net.
Lau now serving, jump float. A good one, but handled well. Back row attack. Burns tries to put it away. Lau right there. Outside, Aguilera puts it over the block, off of the block, and down.
I mean, Lau doesn't just dig the ball. She digs it right to the setter. And that's as in-system as you're going to get. You usually see that in serve-receive, not when you're trying to return an attack.
11-8. Lau with another serve. That one hit into the block. Aguilera gets it back over. Here's Page. She'll try her hand at it. Cavaloa, great pass. In-system set, put down by Intisari.
That's just great work from Intisari. Block, transition attack. Really like how hard she's working.
Timeout, College of the Canyons, 12-8. We will be joined momentarily by Robert Lewis. Back in a moment. Pretty good back and forth battle here in set one, but IVC now with a 4-point lead at 12-8. We are joined by Robert Lewis, Sports Information Director for Pasadena City College, along with Armin Zakarian from West Valley. And Robert, you know a lot about this rivalry between the two schools.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. It goes all the way back to 2003 in the regionals. Irvine Valley defeated Canyons in the regionals. That's the first time they met. And then in 2007, Irvine Valley had a 22-0 undefeated record, and then the second round of regionals, Canyons upset them to advance. And then in 2008, Irvine Valley beat Canyons and swept them. And then in 2014, when Irvine Valley went on to win the state championship, they went through Canyons, beat them in round 2 to reach the state tournament that year.
So these teams must like each other?
Well, it's a story rivalry and obviously high-level volleyball here in semifinal number 2. It's now a 6-point advantage after the double tap from Canyons. Gabby Lau remains on serve here. Quite the run for Gabby.
And, of course, earlier this year, Irvine Valley and Canyons played each other in a non-conference match, and Irvine Valley beat Canyons in that one.
Yeah, 3-1, I believe, was the final in that game. 7-point run in the timeout for IVC. Coach Bessalesi just saying celebrate our successes and pump each other up. That sounds very, very Coach Pesto.
Yeah, Pesto's all about paying it forward.
Lau again, that one's going to sail beyond the back line, 15-9.
I felt like she could have just served another 10 points, just keep it in. That was a tough rotation for Canyons, really let them off the hook, and then they got Burns coming in the front row now.
Robert, just coming off such a sizzling gym here after the semifinal number 1 saw Delta advance to tomorrow's final with a win over Cabrillo, down 0-2. They force 5 and win it in 5. In your time covering the sport, have you ever seen that type of comeback in this stage?
Well, we've seen several of those, actually, believe it or not. There's been some 5-setters and some rallies from 2-0, but I think that one was more remarkable in the respect that Delta, they haven't been to the state tournament in 9 years. They used to be a huge team in the North region back when Marianne Paz was the legendary coach for the Mustangs. And, of course, there's a connection there because Kylie Irwin Paz happens to be the granddaughter of Marianne Paz, and she was a vital part of Delta advancing to the state championship this year. In fact, grandmother Marianne was in the crowd and watching her granddaughter perform those feats.
Well, yeah, it's really easy to key in on one player, Amelia Thompson. Obviously the star on that team, but yeah, you're right. Irwin Paz really showed well today, and a big reason why Delta finds himself in tomorrow's final. Meanwhile, Cougars closing the gap here, still trailing it by 5. Caroline Page now serving it here for COC. Aguilar, perfect placement. Ramsier on the set.
So technically sound. Their platforms and serve receive, their defense, their system, they're well coached. They got enough coaches on their bench too. So.
Well, Coach Bessalesi always talks about how fortunate he is to have such a wonderful staff at his disposal. That one off of the block. Page saves it from hitting the hardwood. Meanwhile, Shayla Johnson with the kill, but can't put it down. Kavaloa A hard rifle, but dug out by Dawson. Johnson off of the tape, back on the Canyon side, and the lead swells to 7 here for IVC.
Aguilar was a huge player that first win for them, 18 kills.
Yeah.
They're so efficient. They're hitting just an unbelievable job in that first match. 18 kills. Two players that combined for 35 kills.
Yeah, between Aguilar and Cavaloa, and obviously Rams here putting them in position to succeed. We talked about her fluidity at the setter position, and for such a dynamic athlete, you see the size of Rams here, so dynamic. She's a threat at the net when she's in the front row. An embarrassment of riches at the disposal in the arsenal for IVC.
Yeah, and actually I was talking to Tom Pestalacci before this match, asking him why his coach was out there setting in warm-ups with his other hitting line, and their backup setter, let's see here, number 5, Riley Mahan, she went down 2 weeks ago in practice, pretty bad ankle injury, so they're going to need to be riding Ramsier all the way here, because they don't have any other options. I don't think coach is going to be able to lace them up if something happens, God forbid.
Now, obviously, that hurts the depth, and we saw the lack of depth be an issue for Cabrillo and the loss to Delta in our first semifinal here tonight. You wonder, might that rear its ugly head? IVC, though, just so, like you said, so well coached. Dawson does not handle that pass well. That was a tape job.
Don't think that ever went.
Yep.
And Tom Pestalacci's just been really fortunate. He's been around USA Volleyball for a while, and the USA philosophy as far as attacking goes, they're always just trying to put balls in good spots and take good choices and manage risk. And I think IVC does such a great job of knowing when to hit it hard and when to keep it in.
What a great serve. Page handles that pretty well. It's going to be a free ball here for IVC. Let's see him capitalize. That one roofed over Ferguson along with Johnson. The Cougars trying to muster up some type of momentum here as they've fallen behind by 7 in set 1.
Yeah, you see both teams employing a bunch read blocking system, and all their players bunch in the middle. I think IVC is probably better suited trying to push the ball to the pin. You don't want to force the set into too many blockers.
A great pass from Lau. Cavaloa antenna. Point Canyons.
Wow, she really got a hold of that ball.
She really did. And man, Cavaloa flying Hawaiian.
Thought she might break the antenna there.
Thought she was coming in for a dunk. Wrong sport. Great set outside Cavaloa. They go back to the well, roll shot. Well, good coverage by Perez. Bump set from Dawson. Burns on a touch.
There's a great familiarity with Emily Burns when you consider Andy Mitchum a couple of years ago playing for Irvine Valley, and she was certainly the most standout player. And I think a lot of people here realize how great a player Burns is. She was an all-state player for Canyons all season. One of the best hitters in the state. Yeah,
one of the best hitters. I believe she came in, I want to say 3rd in the state, and right behind here was Black Deer from Feather River, who Cyan, who was dispatched by the Cougars in the quarterfinals.
Black Deer had 15 kills in her final match, too.
Yeah, very well represented. Feather River, just a great match. And San Joaquin Delta, you can't say enough about San Joaquin Delta's resiliency versus Cabrillo going back to our semifinal match before this.
Well, I had just finished a release for that match, and I talked to Molly Mordan-Hummel, Delta's coach, and she talked exactly about the fact that if you look in the first two sets of the match, they had 0 blocks. And they blocked to death the first team, Maricosta, and then they come in the last 3 sets, and they went right back to that and really took Cabrillo right out of their offense.
Yeah, and they weren't even playing poorly. They were hitting 300. And I think maybe the talk in the coaching staff was, hey, can we just get them going? And they're going to slow down. They're not going to be on fire.
It's an ace for Dawson. Well, Demi Dawson comes in with 79 aces into the championships.
Don't forget, earlier Canyons, Dawson had a 10-point side out.
Wow.
Well, trying to match Lau, who had a big one earlier in this set for IVC. Cavaloa block back over. Burns right there. It's a 3-point deficit for Canyons as they close the gap.
Pretty amazing. I was talking to Nabil Mardini, head coach of Pierce, and he's telling me that Burns was not even going to play volleyball.
That's amazing.
played for the club Lava, Nabil runs. And, you know, I think that's a good decision by her. She'll probably punch her ticket to a 4-year.
Burns punching a ticket to the point right there, closes it to a 2-point deficit. Cougars with a run. IVC battling some adversity here in the opening set. Our second semifinal, a terrific serve from Dawson, short, handled. Back set, they go back to the well. Burns has to dink it over. Lau, good coverage. Kaavaloa with a good swing.
Tight dig here.
That's
Setter
a great
gets to
dig
it.
from Dawson right to the setter. Johnson can't really get a swing on it. Meanwhile, this is Vortuni getting it over. Great rally. Johnson back. Denied by the tape. I don't think that got over at all.
I really like Canyon's strategy right now. I think the whole world is expecting the ball to go over to Burns, and they've been doing a really nice job of spreading it out, keeping IVC honest. They're not going to be able to trap on Burns, and I think they've been getting production out of all the rest of their players, keeping this game close.
Irvine Valley, meanwhile, just so balanced, and that really keeps you steady throughout a match. Oh, that one was going long. Page missed out on an opportunity for a free service there. Meanwhile, free ball situation. Aguilera working the slide is Ramsier. Little botch there. Aguilera bumps it over.
See if they can capitalize.
Burns,
repeat
big swing. Page on covering. Shayla Johnson now on the outside. Near side, Aguilera with a perfect pass outside. Kaavaloa with a good swing. Dug out by Dawson. Back set. Burns roofed over. Diamond Brogan. We'll see the replay here. Burns puts a pretty good swing on it, but Brogan hands perfect position.
Give some credit to Kaavaloa. She really set that block up great. Burns coming over and closing it up for the assist.
Johnson taps it over. Great awareness from Kaavaloa. Ramsier with a great set. Good swing from Vortuni. Still going here. Great rally. Free ball situation again. And free ball. Nobody home from Brogan.
Misconnect from Irvine, and Canyons just gave him the point. Nobody there to pick up the tip.
That's one, Coach, I think that you mentioned in the last match. That cannot fall if you're Canyons.
I mean, if you want to beat a team like IVC, you better take care of all the little points.
Yeah, your margin for error is very minute. Johnson with a swing. Another great dig outside. Kaavaloa off of the high hands and down on the Canyon side. IVC now 2 points away from taking set one.
It's amazing. You got Jade Parham coming in. She gets a great dig, and she's mad at herself because she didn't dig the ball perfect to the center. Team still gets a point. Now she's definitely mad at herself after that missed serve.
Parham. I think Parham maybe a little rattled and frustrated. The frustration got to her on the serve, and she puts it into the twine. So stay of execution here. Let's see if Emily Burns go on a run here from the service line. Burns on the season with 70 aces coming in and puts it right back into the net. So dueling service errors finds IVC now at set point here in set one.
I don't have the stats right in front of me, but Burns is not having the kind of game right now that's going to help her team win.
Yeah. Well, she was a little bit cold in the quarterfinal earlier today. Had a chance to speak with her and not feeling her best, a little bit under the weather. Just has to battle through it. Perez sets up Johnson. The block is there. Brogan.
You know, if I'm Canyons.
Excuse me, block not there. Brogan had that fall on the IVC side.
That ball snuck through.
Yep.
If I'm Canyons, I'm trying to exploit IVC's middles. I mean, they've got a great team, but those middles are undersized. They jump well, but I mean, there's some matchups that you can take advantage of.
Bath, a great pass outside. Kaavaloa lays down the hammer and closes out set one. 25-19. We'll flip sides back in a moment here on SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage. 2017 Women's Volleyball Championships in the 3C2A.
First time in our history.
We head into set two. IVC takes set one, 25-19. Mike Cepeda, Robert Lewis, Armin Zarkinian. Armin, I don't think I got your last name right there.
That's all right. Zakarian.
Zakarian.
I'm used to it. My coaches at UC Santa Barbara used to just call me Z.
I lived in Glendale.
I get the same treatment.
I lived in Glendale for several years.
So you know all about the Armenians.
I do
yeah,
very
okay.
much know that, yes.
That's where my entire family lives, so don't worry.
Robert, we were talking about the the initial rankings that came out that you composed, and at the top, Cabrillo, they go down in semifinal number one, but right behind them, Irvine Valley and Canyons.
Irvine Valley and Canyons. And Canyons, they showed right away what kind of team they were. And really, you can make a case that these are the two best teams in the South. No disrespect to Maricosta at all. Maricosta had a great winning streak, and they played great all year long. But Irvine Valley and Canyons, you want to see the two best teams from the South, battle it out to make it to a state final. This is a perfect setting right here between the two teams.
It's a pretty good pass from Lau. Aguilera, off the mark.
Yeah, story of that first set. You can see Canyons. They 9 kills, 9 hitting errors. Hitting percentage of 0.
Aguilar, 5 kills and just 8 attempts, no errors.
Yeah, except right there.
Maybe an ominous sign here to start set two for IVC. Back set, they go right back to Aguilera. That one dug out by Dawson. Far side, this is Page. Page with a good swing. Dug out. Kyle Valoa. Near side. Dawson, good rally. Back set. Burns.
There she is.
Emily gets on top of it, puts it away.
And there she went. She actually attacked the middle blocker from IVC. Was able to expose a short block that was reaching. You reach, I teach.
People forget also, Burns had 15 kills in that first match. Paige is playing really well at the state tournament. She had 10 kills in that first match win. Kind of underrated. Everybody talks about Burns, but Paige is an excellent player.
Yeah, Paige, I believe, batting 300, if you will, in that first matchup. IVC with their first point here in set number 2. So Aguilera will serve it up for the Lasers. A rifle shot, handled pretty well there by Lawson.
Nice set.
Outside, Cavaloa with the cannon.
Watch this set here from Ramsey. Are you kidding me? That's great body control.
Man,
unbelievable.
Cavaloa getting higher than the camera.
Any reason why Ramsayer is an ACA All-American? That set right there.
Yep.
She
elevates the play all around her. Her teammates are a lot better because of her.
Burns with a good swing on it. That one dug out by Lau nicely. Cavaloa blocked over. Lau right there. Ramsier sets up the back attack from Olivia. Aguilera can't put it down. Burns.
Save it.
Good save. The rally will continue here, but a free ball situation for the Cougars. Quick set in the middle. Ferguson unable to put that down. Another good pass. Back set. Page. That's it. Caroline Page. One-on-one on the outside, and that's because Ferguson and Burns on the other side. Block late getting there. You like your matchup there if you're the Canyons.
Great set from Perez, letting that ball get all the way out to the antenna. Page just chopping it down the line.
Perfect pass. Cavaloa puts it away.
She made Burns look not 6'1".
Unbelievable.
That girl's getting up.
That is hitting over the block. Gabby Silva, she was on for color through much of the day, and she was talking about how she plays co-ed volleyball, and a lot of times, the men are hitting over her block. And that's one right there where Cavaloa.
That's a great serve.
Burns, good swing, nobody home.
There's Burns going over that middle blocker from IVC.
Well, and you talked about it. That's the matchup that Canyons should be exploiting here. IVC playing a little short in the middle.
Yeah, it's not very common for your middles to be your shortest players. IVC's case, their pins are
also not
towers.
Also not very common for the biggest player, one of the biggest players on the floor, to be your setter. IVC. Nobody home again. Page puts it on the money. So a couple errors here early on in set 2. And we saw IBC get out of the gate slow in set 1. That's Lacey off for the bench. A couple words. Great serve from Dawson.
Nice. Oh, I thought that was a lift.
Either way, the ball will not lie. The point will go to Canyons. Pesto.
I want to break away here for a second. I don't know if we've talked a little bit about Clay Timmons and his beard, but
I was just about to bring that up.
That's the coolest thing I've seen in a while.
It's definitely the biggest beard of anybody in California Community College history.
I wonder if Canyons is drawing some power from that beard.
Well, it's got to be a playoff beard. You have to be sure. Timmons and the Cougars clicking on all cylinders to open set 2. They lead at 7-3. Timeout. IBC. We'll be back in a moment.
Might be appropriate. We were talking about Clay Timmons' beard, but seeing that we're up here in Northern California, the rival's one of the best beards in pro sports, Brett Burns of San Jose Sharks. He certainly has one of the scraggliest beards ever, but Timmons at least has it groomed.
Well groomed, and I tell you what, his team putting on a show here in set number 2. Canyons has come out with a sense of urgency, and Dawson,
great serve.
Nobody home again.
Okay, we got a substitution here.
They didn't lead the state in the aces for no reason. That's a terrific play there by Dawson.
Yeah, we talked about it. Dawson up over 80 saves coming into this match after the quarterfinal earlier today in the win over Feather River. Oh, another tough serve from Dawson. Free ball. Shayla
never went.
Can't get it over the tape.
Yeah, we saw Intisari get subbed out earlier. Usually when you get a short serve like that, you don't want your passers coming all the way up. Usually your middle's going to take that with their hands, and you can keep your offense running. And Intisari let 3 balls drop, 2 on free ball, 1 on a free ball, 2 on serves.
A note on the beard from Jesse Munoz, SID for College of the Canyons. Timmons told the girls he would cut and shave the beard if they made it to the state tourney. So the beard might not last much longer. Burns trying to put it down. Good coverage there from Bath. Kavaloa dug out. Good rally here from both teams. Kavaloa is going to go beyond the back line. The point will go to Canyons.
Kavaloa, man, she's got a lot of topspin on that swing. Just missed it.
Kavaloa with great elevation and quite the whip of an arm. Burns now serving. It's a good one, but handled very well by the Lasers. Johnson gets it up. Perez looking for a setter dump. Burns covering. Johnson puts it over. Back row, Aguilera dug out by Page. Perez setting up Burns in the back row, and that one will get through as Bath could not contain it. It's 11-4. Canyons humming here in set number 2.
You got to like the discipline from Canyons right now. They're taking a lot of punches here, and they're staying consistent. Serving's getting tougher. It's a lot easier to serve tough when you're winning.
It's a slide and finding the high hands. That was Allison Kent, freshman from Tesoro.
Oh, Paige thought that ball wasn't touched. She's trying to call out of bounds. That thing smashed the hands.
Yeah, for sure. Kavaloa now back to the service line as the bleeding stops momentarily here for IBC. Let's see if they can go on a run. Great pass from Shayla Johnson. She'll receive the set into the block, but not down. Dug out. Aguilera puts a swing on it and puts it in. Dawson
missing on her assignment.
Yeah, you don't see it in the stats, but Ramsier there, what a great play off the block. The ball snuck through her, and she just pops a hand on it, gets a great dig, keeps that rally alive.
Cavaloa, second serve. Tough set, middle. Bido trying to put it away. Rally still goes. Burns out of the back row, dug out by Cavaloa. Near side, Aguilera, dug out by Dawson. Dueling digs. Johnson beyond the back row. No, it's in.
Just a great play from Canyon's libero. Dawson, just perfect spot.
And indeed, that's a good angle there. Give yourself a little room. And it's in 12-6. Cougars lap the Lasers here in set 2. Got a battle here, gentlemen. Aguilera puts it away. Mike Zepeda.
Yeah, we had a new middle in the game there for IVC. Canyons, they know that she's not getting set. And they were just all over that outside. Aguilar still finding a way.
Great pass from Johnson. Outside Page goes with a bit of an angle there. That one dug out, kept alive by Ramsier. Free ball. Lido can't put it down. Aguilera will do just that. And I got to tell you, Coach, really don't like how Canyons is responding to the free ball situations. They are not capitalizing on easy balls over the net from the IVC side.
Yeah, usually, you set a quick set and you tip that ball over to area 4, except Lau is standing there ready to pick that ball up. Not the best offensive decision.
Page blocked back over, joust ball at the net. Bump set to Aguilera from Bath. She rolls it over. Outside, Page puts a swing on it and hammers it down. Lau could not contain it. Mike Zepeda, Armin Zakarian, Robert Lewis with you on tonight's coverage. Semifinal number 2, match 6 of the day here on SoCalCollegeSports.com's continuing coverage of 2017 3C2A Volleyball Championships live from Solana College. Remember, everybody, you can go to our website, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com, and also on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. You can watch this game in its entirety on demand.
Ramsier got a good matchup there.
Page with another good swing, sets up a joust ball situation. This is going to be tapped out of bounds by IVC.
And I think an interesting aspect about Irvine Valley this year, and really in most seasons for Irvine Valley and a lot of teams in the Orange Empire Conference, is that they don't play too many of those three-way tournaments. They play mostly non-conference matches, except for Cypress and Orange Coast. But Irvine Valley is a team that likes to play one a day. And this is the second match of the day, a rarity. Here's a team that's 24-0 coming in. Yet, you look at their team, you look at the rosters, and the players are so fit.
Yeah.
So,
well,
who knows?
Robert, that's a great point that you make. We'll keep it here out of the timeout, as now IVC trailing it by 7 in set 2. Fatigue definitely a factor in the win for San Joaquin Delta for Cabrillo. And Cabrillo, they just got tired. And you saw a lot of the players, a lot of the oomph in some of the hitting ability on that roster. And
a lot of towers on that team. I talked to Gabby Houston Neville, and she said she calls all of her other players the littles, because when they match up, because everybody's 6 foot, they have four or 5 6-foot players, and they did get tired, especially late in that match.
Yeah, this isn't exactly a battle of David and Goliath. It's more like Goliath and his own cousin. And Canyons holding their own here in set number 2, 15-8 with a 7-point lead. And Robert, going back to the rivalry, these schools know each other very well. Pestalacci knows everybody in the volleyball world, and he's not going to go anywhere. This team's going to stay composed, and I don't expect them to go away quietly.
I think they're the number 1 team in the state until proven otherwise, and here they are. They're one step away. They have the 14 state championship certainly on his mind. Maybe get that second title, cement another mark in his great coaching career.
Yeah. Strong will serve it up here for the Cougars. Ramsier sets up Aguilera, who hammers one down.
Same situation there. Ramsier, this time she kept the ball off the net, gave Aguilar a swing opportunity. The last few times she's had to tip over, getting trapped out there on the outside.
Mike wants to add an A to Aguilar's name, so
Yeah.
No, I call her Aguilar.
Aguilar. I said Aguilera.
Oh, okay.
I've been mixing it up. Apologies.
It's all right, Christina Aguilera.
They were playing Christina Aguilera earlier.
We miss her music. That's okay. A little shout out.
Robert, is that your playlist?
Far from it.
Oh, Olivia puts one down again. We're talking about her, and why not? Aguilar.
You know, I'm curious to see, looking at both Cabrillo and IVC who have been 1-2 all year. And the only tests that they've even had, Cabrillo had a 5-set match against Fresno City.
That's right.
First tournament of the year. And IVC went to 5 with Saddleback early in the season.
Big hammer from Aguilar.
I'm curious if Canyons can keep this close. I don't know that IVC's been tested all that much. I'm not sure if the pressure is going to get to him or not, but definitely we saw it with Cabrillo.
Yeah,
so
Cabrillo wilted really against the pressure of San Joaquin Delta. Delta, I believe, was the team that dispatched Fresno City, the defending state champs.
They won that one in 5. And, Delta, I think, some people talk about, the winning streaks that usually come into these, but there weren't that many winning streaks coming into the state tournament by any of the tournament of 8. You saw a lot of teams were getting beat later in the season, which usually doesn't happen at this level.
So Perez now serving for the Cougars. Ramsier sets up Aguilar. Burns now in the front row, has it blocked back over, but out. Good swing for Burns.
Much different play from Burns from set 1 to set 2. She's definitely woken up a little bit here. And you can see it in the score.
That'll be interesting to see what her stats are for this set. Decidedly different, showing another tough serve from Canyons. Well, it's been Demi Dawson. Now Rachel Perez getting into the mix. Setter for the Canyons.
Uncharacteristic serve receive trouble for IVC. I have not seen them out of system a whole lot.
Well, this is one of the best. This is one of the best serving teams in the state.
Yeah, something's got to give, right? Someone's gonna break the other team.
Ramsier bumps it over. Page right there. Perez outside. Burns with the take shot. Doesn't get it over.
I think that's a great set, but again, bunch read, really tough to set an inside ball into a bunch of blockers.
Yeah.
Burns had trouble getting her feet to that ball. If you're 6'1" and you're still not getting your feet to the ball, it's not going to matter. You're going to play shorter than you are.
Aguilera, a tough serve of her own, back over. Burns will get a swing on it, and she'll go cross court for the winner.
Just having a little trouble there. Middle back, both Aguilar and Cavaloa are, I'm not sure who thinks they should take that ball, because Lau is kind of given the right of way over to the outsides, and no one's going for that ball. That deep corner swing is open.
A set by Ramsier. Cavaloa now in the front row, puts one over, but not down. Outside, Johnson with a dink.
Nice. Really nice play by Johnson. She disguised that real well. Loaded up like she wanted to swing.
Yeah.
No giveaways.
That's called the changeup right there. IVC not ready for it. 20-12. IVC reeling here in set 2. Cougars coming to life. Cavaloa blocked back over by Burns, and we talked about the matchups. Cavaloa, Aguilar, and Burns gets the better of it right there.
Wow.
Short serve from Page, could be trouble. Ball not down. Dawson bumps it to the back row. Page will put it over. Good swing, dug out nicely by Aguilar, but it's too far. An overpass. Page is going to have to cover.
Oh,
what a
you
rally.
can't do that as a middle.
Back set. Burns takes a little off of it. Lau right there. Cavaloa off the block and out.
Wow.
Ferguson came over to help out Burns.
Now, IVC caught a break there. You can't, as a middle, you just can't free ball the ball back over. You're either putting it down for a kill on an overpass, or you're setting your own team up to run an offense. But they got away with one.
So Parham into the match. Now serving for the Lasers, trailing by 8. Dawson, bump set from Perez. Burns. Aguilar right there. Cavaloa, big swing and dug out by Page. Huge dig. Johnson will score it for Canyons.
It's 2 straight points where Page made some fantastic defensive plays. And she went to the floor on the previous point.
You talked about how good she played earlier in the match in the quarterfinal. 10 kills and now flashing a little defense. She was also great defensively in that matchup as well. Just two well-rounded, balanced, well-coached teams here in our second semifinal of the day. Cavalo takes a little off of it. Dawson right there. Back set. Here's Burns. Double block. Not there in time.
I don't have IVC's stats up in front of me, but I'm pretty sure this has got to be their lowest point scoring total in any set this year.
You might be right. That'd be a. Well, that would probably take a while to track down, I'm sure. Another short serve from Dawson. A troubling one here for IVC. Page, another great pass. Perez. And that one does not get over.
You can count the losing sets on one hand.
Whoa.
A 4-tap. Coach, what's the call here?
Well, IVC got the block. I think on the way down, one of their players must have nicked the net, but I think that was Canyons. I think that the refs might have missed one.
Oh. Well, the refereeing has been so good here
yeah,
today.
They've been great.
But now it's set point for the Cougars and a chance to even up this match. They do so right there. It's Dawson with another ace. 25-13. The momentum shifts in favor of COC. Back in a moment with the start of set 3. You are watching 2017 3C2A Women's Volleyball Championships here from Solano.
Grab my phone.
Set number 3 about to get underway, and a big statement from COC in set 2, 25-13. Had a brief moment there with Coach Pessalacci during the break. I asked him, is that your lowest point total in a set this year? And he goes, I'm not sure, but probably. And it
felt like it.
That's
it
a
felt like it, right?
That's for sure.
The other thing about the state and state titles, only 11 schools have won state titles in the 41-year history of the state tournament. If Canyon should beat Irvine Valley, we would have for sure a new state champion tomorrow, with Delta facing Canyons in the final. Neither team has won a state title.
You know, I'd like that parity. I think that's great. Good for the sport.
Canyons hosted a couple years ago, and they actually hosted a double elimination format, a 4-team double elimination. They had an opportunity to win one at home. Cabrillo ended up winning that year. They changed the format last year, and now
it's really for the best. I think for years, a couple of the newer coaches were talking about
big swing from Emily Burns
of the single elimination, the importance of turning it, making it what it really should be. You win, you lose. You're one and out.
Yeah, it's win or go home, and the true testament of a postseason.
Now I know the coaches meeting is tomorrow, Coach.
Yep.
And I wonder if they're going to talk a little bit about maybe changing at least the one-day format of having semifinals played on the same day as the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think they're looking to try to turn this into a 3-day event.
Seems to make really good sense. I
Right.
think that would.
It does. I think if we can work out the cost and other things, it'll definitely benefit. It benefits the players. And you want to see everybody at their best, and you want to see them fresh. And
obviously, it's a manpower issue, and it's. I understand why they do the quarters and semis on the same day, because you only have one day for the final, but you want both teams rested, and obviously, you want your highest level of volleyball to be played in the final match of the season.
We started at 9 a.m. this morning.
Right.
It's a long day. So it's a long day for us, and I can only imagine what it's like to be out there. I'm not 19 anymore. Meanwhile, it's a 3-1 advantage early here in set 3 for the Cougars.
I've been on the side here secretly trying to pull up all of IVC's matches. Let's see if we can't figure out their point total.
Aguilar, 12 kills. She's hitting .458 in the match. I mean, she's doing her job, doing her part.
Aguilar really thriving here in the semifinal. Bath, a great pass. Ramsier sets up behind her. This is Entisari, not much on that one. Burns, hard swing, but on top of the block. Lau covers. Aguilar puts it into the twine.
I like what IVC's doing here. Usually you see your liberos playing middle back, left back, and I think these teams know each other pretty well. They got Lau playing at right back, thinking that a lot of the swings are going to go in that direction. You want to put your best defensive players where a lot of balls are going.
Dawson again with the short serve, and really one of the common themes in successful service games today for all matches has been the prevalence and the success of that short serve, and Dawson executing with perfection.
See it again, Entisari, short serve, middle's not taking that ball.
Middle not taking that ball. Kavaloa late getting there, and the point goes to the Cougars, 5-1. Canyons now with the 4-point lead. Early set 3, tied up at 1 apiece. Pretty fiery huddle over here for Irvine Valley, and they need to get going. They're really tapered off here, and we keep on harping on the fatigue factor, and right now IVC looking like a team that's a little deflated energy-wise. Good pass, Ramsier outside. Aguilar, good response.
That's a nice swing.
The Canyons hit 0 in the first set. They hit 300 in the second.
I think Burns had a lot to do with that.
Canyons goes Blutarski in set 1, and, well, the results speak for themselves. Burns off of the block, not down. Good coverage up front. Aguilar, another good swing. That one roofed back over, but not down. Oh, finally, it finds the hardwood. It's a point for the Cougars, and Burns in the middle of it.
Entisari had a split decision to make there.
I think she made the wrong one.
She decided to stay low and try to play the ball off the net. I thought she should have gone up and tried to joust that ball a little bit earlier.
Burns now serving. It's a good one out of system. And Vortuni get on the back line. 7-2.
Coach, how important was that playing that first match for Coach Timmons facing, or even though it's early in the season, how important is it to play a team twice?
I mean, you don't want to go into a match having not played an opponent. You know, it's like you can see film all you want, and coaches can share video and do other things, but until you get on the court with a team and see the angles that they can hit and the strategies that they employ, it's really tough. So for Canyons, it's a nice feeling for them to know that, hey, we've seen this team before. We know what they can do. We can stack up with them.
Yeah, this is not a team that's going to be easily intimidated, especially when you have the likes of Emily Burns in your arsenal. Meanwhile, pretty big hit near side from IVC. They cut the deficit to 3-7-4.
I don't want to bring it up, but let's bring it up. It was a decade ago. Irvine Valley was 22-0. Canyons ended their undefeated season in the regionals.
A little deja vu here possibly for Canyons. And
first time I've seen Lau out of position. She went up there looking for a tip. Ball got hit off the block right to where she should have been standing.
Beto with kill. It's back to a 4-point lead for Cougars. That one off the top of the tape. Kavaloa handles it well. That one dug out by Dawson from Vortuni. Page can't put it away. Kavaloa, bit of an angle shot. Burns can't corral it.
It's like she took a little off on that attempt there.
Still with some pretty good mustard on it, though. Well, it's important to highlight the hitting prowess of Tyra Kavaloa. "17 kills in the opening match today for Irvine Valley. Not hitting at a high clip right now, but you expect that to change. Page, meanwhile, into the block, and Brogan can't contain it from going into the wood.
Paige is doing a great job. She's just mixing up her shots. You don't know what she's doing. She's keeping IVC honest. I really like her her attack selection right now. She's hitting with a lot of range and off speed.
Showing some versatility. Strong into the service game for the Cougars. Tough ball. Bump set. Kavaloa rears back, rifles one down. Great coverage from Page. Page takes a little bit off of it, off of the block. Bump set. Lau. Kavaloa.
Oh, wow.
On top of it.
Are you
off
kidding
a
me?
touch. See Kavaloa rise up. Look at the lift off of the floor, and Tyra gets up. Gentlemen, that's what we call boosties.
A little tape measure there where that ball traveled.
Yeah, not a bath. Now serving for the Lasers. Some momentum seemingly shifting in their favor. IVC going on a bit of a run. They close the gap. 2-point deficit, 7-9.
Let's watch Tyra here. Kavaloa, she's got the eye. Looks like she's locked in right now.
Yeah.
She's going to do everything she can to keep her team in it.
Same look we saw from Amelia Thompson from San Joaquin Delta. Burns gets it over. Bump set, far side. Kavaloa takes a little bit off of it, looking for proper placement. Perez puts it over, and it's a point for the Cougars as Aguilar late getting there. Perez, just a heady play there.
Yeah, it's a great play. I mean, it's not supposed to be a kill shot, but you got to test the defense, and you're making Aguilar work a little bit extra. So
absolutely. Good serve. Brogan puts it over, but not away. Dawson right there. They set up Page. Page not a lot on it. Dug out by Bath. Outside. Nice. Kavaloa rising up, and she'll put it away.
Coach, I had another question. I've watched this sport for so many years. Why is it that every time there's a timeout called, the team that called the timeout immediately comes out and it's automatically picks up points, it's automatically playing better than their opponent? Why is that?
That's interesting that you say that. Obviously, this is a game of momentum. And to the naked eye, I guess you could think that that's the case. I was actually just talking to a couple of Division I coaches, and there was actually a study done not too long ago, and they were looking at women's volleyball, and they looked at 1,000 matches, and they actually found out that there was no difference there was a 50-50 difference between when the team called the timeout, who would win the next point. But it always seems as if momentum is shifted, right? A player misses a serve out of a timeout, something different. It's a really interesting it's a fascinating deal. But I can guarantee you every single coach always thinks that they got that point because they called the timeout. You ask a coach's poll, they're going to tell you that.
11-9, meanwhile, serve back to College of the Canyons. Kyle Valoa gets that to Ramsier, and Aguilar puts it away.
We talk a lot about Aguilar, and she obviously she's a hammer and she's got a great swing. I can't help but think, you watch her approach, she does not use a backswing. She literally just gets to the ball with her arms and just rises up. I can't imagine how much more she could jump if she got a backswing and got out there. I wonder if that's maybe why she's got that arm tape on. Maybe there's a biomechanical issue there. But man, she gets up.
Shayla Johnson, meanwhile, scores for the Cougars. You see Timmons coaching up on the sideline, talking to Morgan Ferguson, middle blocker for Canyons.
Johnson's approaching double-digit kills.
Well,
not just Burns.
They went after the short serve again. Entisari, she played the ball, just not well. Ace Canyons.
Not a shocker. Of course, to me, Dawson coming in, as you said, Robert, earlier in this match. Leader in the state in aces on the season here in 2017. Another tough serve. Aguilar gets a great swing on it, out of system. Side out, badly needed. If you're IBC, you want to go on a run here, down by 2 here in set 3.
I know we touched on it earlier about moving the tournament to a 3-day format. I'm going to go on a stretch of an analogy here, but you think about NFL football and how they play on Thursday nights and the amount of injuries that you see, as there's a huge stuff block from Aguilar, and she gets a little stare down there.
Yeah, the stuff block on the biggest hammer for the Cougars, Emily Burns. And that is a play that can change momentum. We'll see it on the replay here. Just a terrific job of Aguilar getting over and putting it down on the Cougar side.
You hope that with the 3-day format, you hope that you can get less injuries, right? You think that, you put these players through a lot, and you'd like to see them stay healthy, and I think going to a 3-day format would be a really wise choice if you want to see these players at their best and keep them healthy.
Dawson off her serve. Now Ramsier on a 2-point run. We're tied up at 13 all. Vito gets it over but not down. Aguilar with a nice swing on it. Dawson digs that one out. Pass perfect. Burns, dink shot. Great coverage from Vortuni. Aguilar off the block and down on the Cougar side. IVC with their first lead in a while. Timeout, COC.
Great run by the Lasers.
Well, the momentum has shifted in favor of the Lasers now with a 1-point lead. We have not seen them, I don't think, with a lead in this set.
Yeah, they went down early. They stayed down. They've been fighting back. Aguilar, they've been carrying her, or she's been carrying the team, excuse me.
Well, let's see if we can respond out of a timeout. Johnson with the kill. Exactly what they needed. The Cougars get the side out, 14 all. Mike Zepeda, Armin Zakarian, Robert Lewis with
out of the
timeout,
right?
Let's run our own study.
Coach Timmons taking credit for sure. 14 all. Oh, Burns puts it past the service line on the other side of the net.
Coach, in talking about that aspect of the 3-day tournament, then they'll turn right around and say, but what about that incredible match between Delta and Cabrillo? That was the second match of the day, and it was the most exciting.
Right.
What do you say to that?
Oh, I might say that Rocha probably could have been a lot healthier.
That's a great point.
It goes back and forth. I think at the end of the day, you just want what's best for the players, and we're a student first type of mentality. Adrenaline's going to kick in. These kids just want to play ball. They love it.
That's true. 16-14, Aguilar with an ace.
Wow.
IVC finding their second win here in set 3.
We saw it earlier with Delta. You got big players are going to make big plays in these types of moments, and right now I think we're seeing it with Avaloa and Aguilar.
The big dog's going to work here. That serve, a lot of mustard on it. Burns gets out of the way and just misses beyond the back line.
I mean, they wiped out a really good Folsom Lake team. They hit 304 in that match.
Yeah, it was amazing to see, Folsom Lake and Delta and Sierra actually won that conference, and they found themselves of the 3 teams on the way on the losing end of the state trip.
I think Molly Mornett-Hummel, the Delta head coach, you look back, they lose the final, the regular season final for the conference title, the Big 8, and that spurred them on. Yeah. They went on and went 2 regionals, and now they're in the state final.
Folsom Lake very well represented here on the weekend. Oh, just a great play by Perez. Not exactly a set or dump.
Just well timed. When you don't do it often, the blockers start keying in on the hitters, and they just forget to keep their eyes on the setter, and you can catch people sleeping.
She disguises it so well too. Really uses her body, and it's just really hard to pick up until it's too late. Gets the deficit back to 2 now here for the Canyons. They led by as many, I believe, as 7 in this set. Now trailing it. Outside, Cavaloa rears back.
Gosh, she fought real hard to create a nice angle there, Cavaloa on the pass, and then rewarded with a set and terminates. Really nice play by her.
Bath checks in the serve here for the Lasers, and the Lasers, their lowest point total in a set on the season in set 2, have responded in a huge way here midway through set number 3. Page off of the block, not down. Aguilar right there. Bump set, Ramsier. Cavaloa gets it over. Good swing on it. Page, roll shot, Aguilar. Ramsier, Cavaloa again into the tape.
No.
Yeah, that's a 4-tap. And Cavaloa has been busy in this match, and not as much rise on that jump and approach.
Yeah, she jumps so high. Sometimes I think she gets away with too much of a broad jump. She's got to continue to get her feet to the ball so that she can contact at a higher point.
Really good serve from Perez. Lau makes the best of it. Perez back set, Burns. Great dig out by Bath. Right, Ramsier looking to catch the Cougars asleep. Not happening. Ramsier outside. Cavaloa looks to push it down the line into the net again. Back-to-back hitting errors for Cavaloa. 19-18 in the deficit, the slimmest of margins for the Cougars. Perez will serve it up again. Back and forth we go here in set number 3, 19-all.
Another short serve. Canyon's serving strategy is paying some big dividends right now. And they've got IVC all out of sorts. Look at IVC. They just moved their serve receive up close to the 15-foot line. Let's see if Canyons wants to push a deep ball out there over their heads.
Coach, it's one thing to have a strategy. It's another to execute here.
In a big moment.
Cavaloa, big swing and down. Dawson let that one go, hoping it would go wide. It did not. It caught the line. The first team to 20 in set 3, IVC.
Yeah, both of these teams, they do such a great job when they get back to the service line. They have great routines, a lot of deep breaths, right? They know their targets. They do a great job of putting balls in the right spots.
Back set, Page, Dink, Lau right there. Ramsier outside, Aguilar down the line.
Dig.
Great coverage by Johnson. Bump set, Burns, nothing but a free ball over. Here we go. Rogan, long on the hit, on the slide attempt.
Pesto probably wondering why they didn't go right back to Aguilar on the free ball there. Except they went to a middle that has not really been producing all that well and put her in a tough spot to try to get a kill.
Feed the beast.
20-20.
Outside. Aguilar into the block, back over. Another opportunity here. They go right back to the well. Aguilar, left-hander, blocked over. Emily Burns. See the replay
Could we
there.
be witnessing two of the giants from this season flustered?
Back-to-back matches.
This is amazing.
Cabrillo only dropped one match on the season, 5 sets coming into the finals. And they lose to San Joaquin Delta in semifinal number 1 in 5 sets. And right now, 25-0 on the season is IVC, and they are on their heels. Cougars giving them all they can handle here in set 3.
I think that's what makes it special about this sport. Women's volleyball, there's just something about these state tournaments where, yeah, they've had the double eliminations and there's too many matches in one day, but we've seen Cabrillo come out of the losers bracket and win 10 consecutive sets with just great heart and determination. So anything can happen at the state tournament. We saw it with Delta, and now Canyons giving Irvine Valley the first adversity of the year, really.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you look back to the IVC's schedule, and they actually were down 2-1 against Saddleback, and they did battle back to win that game, but much different environment. There's a lot more pressure on this game than there was back then.
And they beat Saddleback in 4 the second time.
Correct.
That one, a violation on Rams there. They're going to say that they say that her shoulder maybe caught the net. Let's see if we can catch it on the replay here.
Wow, I think that's
a bad call.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That ball definitely was on the other side of the net. I think Ray Mink, the head ref right there, I think that's a judgment call. There's another short serve. Gosh, they are just having major trouble handling that ball.
Punched over by Perez. Ramsier, Brogan gets it over. Johnson can't put it in play. After a 2-point run for COC, IVC closes it to a 1-point lead for the Cougars. Lau now
Pesta
on
doesn't
serve.
get up very often. He's definitely
He's fired up.
yeah, he's fired up. I think those officials made him a little angry there.
Dawson, great pass. Burns gets roofed back over. It's Intisari and Aguilar were knotted up at 22 all. Timeout Cougars.
I'm going to say this once and again. Don't run inside sets into a bunch read block. That just doesn't make sense. Burke is too good. You got to push her to the pin. Right into that block. Unbelievable.
Timeout taken.
Coach Pestalozzi actually started early. It was 2 points in, and he went up and he said, I think you missed that call. Still at the table earlier. So I think you're right. He's starting to get in on the refs and try to get those calls to go his way.
He's usually a pretty mellow guy, right?
Well, he understands the stakes here, and
Yep.
he's just battling along with his team here in semifinal number 2. It's the Cougars and the Lasers here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Remember, you can catch all of the coverage in its entirety on demand on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Watch it on a smartphone, tablet, PC. Hey, you got an Apple TV, you got an Xbox One, you got something with a YouTube app, search our channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Subscribe.
This is not a proximity rivalry or even a regular season type rivalry, but it's definitely a postseason one.
Absolutely. It's a championship rivalry, to be sure. Near side, Johnson through the block. Takes a little bit off of it and splits the block there.
Man, IVC is just having trouble timing the block on the outside. I don't know if they're used to faster sets, but it seems like they're on the way down, and these outsides from Canyon are just finding seams, finding holes in the block.
Agreed.
Doing a nice job.
Dawson plays it a little long. Bath handles it pretty well. Aguilar on the far side. Dawson digs it out. Johnson keeps it in play. Bumped over here by Page. Free ball opportunity. He set up Aguilar. Big swing. Olivia, crush ball. 23 all.
Coach Dawson went with a harder serve there. She had been throwing the soft serves in front and threw a harder serve, and Irvine Valley was able to handle it quite easily.
Yeah, and I think they're pretty lucky right now to have Aguilar in the front row, at least for one more rotation here. See if they can't get some offense and generate a point, a real point here. Ramsier's the right server to do it.
Back set.
Inside ball.
Emily Burns puts it away.
That's a good swing. You know, she's hit that same shot 3-4 times now, and IVC keeps rolling over into the corner. They're leaving that right back spot open. I'm curious as to why they're doing that.
Set point, Emily Burns. Serving, back set, Aguilar off of the block and down. Win by 2 situation here in set number 3.
Okay, 24 all. Aguilar to the back row. Let's see if Avaloa can carry the load here. Canyon's playing tough.
Avaloa and Desari Vortuni up front for the Lasers. Aguilar, Ramsier.
Nice serve,
off of the tape from Aguilar.
Great save by Dawson.
Burns with a good swing. Free ball. Perez. Johnson goes to the dink. Great coverage by Ramsier. Bump set. Avaloa, Aguilar puts it over but not down. Burns now out of the back row.
There you
not
go.
much on it.
Middles.
Outside. Avaloa!
Oh! You see both middles there taking care of the ball. Ball's coming their way. They don't want to make the same mistake again. Nice swing from Avaloa.
See that one more time. Just a great rally. Both teams battling here.
Here we go, Aguilar. Let's see if her arm can carry him to a set 3 win.
Set point. Good serve.
Tight ball.
Perez not catching Ramsier off guard. Bump set from Lau. Block back over from Avaloa.
Give it
they
to
go
her
right
again.
back to her. Avaloa into the tape.
Too low.
Set. Not there.
Tell you what, when she can figure out how to hit at her highest point, she's going to be a handful. Right now, there's a lot of inconsistencies in where she's contacting the ball.
25 all. I don't know if it gets any better than this, Robert. Avaloa hangs in the air. Not much on it. Here comes a free ball. You got to capitalize here if you're IVC. Avaloa, big swing. Dug out, no. Dawson can't contain it. Another set point for the Lasers.
Got to win by 2.
Need to finish the deal here. This is Jade Parham coming on to serve. Serve specialist for IVC. Here it comes. Dawson handles that pretty well. Page off of the block, not down. Parham. Avaloa, roll shot. Great coverage by Burns. Page, roll shot of her own. Brogan corrals it. Bump set. Avaloa, good swing. Back and forth we go. Near side, Page looking down the line, and she finds success as Aguilar late to arrive.
Seems like always they need that timely hit. There it's Page. It's Page on those, not Burns, but Page.
You see, I mean, she took 2 or 3 swings just in that point alone, and it was a cross-court ball, an off-speed ball, down the line. That range is really coming out, giving IVC fits.
Kelsey Strong now serving for the Cougars. 26 all. Set 3 into the tape. One thing you cannot do.
That is untimely.
In a win by 2 situation is put it into the tape. It's so unfortunate for the Cougars. Now here comes not a bath. (27-26). Set 3. Bath. Outside, Page, good swing, not down. Lau right there, outside.
With a chance.
Big swing down the line, Avaloa. Sends IVC into the 4th set with a 2-1 lead on top of the Cougars. What a battle here we have in semifinal number 2. It's the 3C2A 2017 Women's Volleyball Championships live from Solana. We head into set number 4. It's IVC and COC. Mike Cepeda, Armin Zarkarian, Robert Lewis.
Make a hockey reference for you, but number 4, number 7 was Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito, the Big Bad Bruins back in the late 60s, early 70s, and that's Irvine Valley, right? Aguilar with 19 kills.
Wow.
And Cavaloa with 17 kills, 36 kills between the two, 89 attempts, but Aguilar hitting .410.
Just impressive numbers.
I don't think Cavaloa's numbers look as good. I think she's got some hitting errors, but she's definitely had some timely kills.
Yeah, she's got 9 attack errors in all, but she's also had 50 attacks.
Yeah.
And Shayla Johnson has more kills right now than Emily Burns,
Yeah,
11 to 10.
A little bit more spread out on the COC side.
Well, again, I think that's what's kept Canyons in the game. I mean, I think everybody and their grandmother thinks the ball's going to Burns, and they're doing a great job of spreading it around.
Yeah, credit Rachel Perez, the setter for the Cougars. Mixing it up. Aguilar dug out by Dawson.
Nice
Page
effort there.
keeps it alive. Bumped over. Cavaloa. Brogan puts it into the twine. I want to say this is the 3rd set in a row where we've seen COC strike first.
Yeah, I just thought, how many times do you have to set that set to realize that it's not working? No disrespect, and to Sari, I know that they're working hard there, but man, she's got to figure out a different way to get that ball over the net.
That was Brogan, actually.
I'm sorry. Oh, 12, not 42.
On the hitting error.
Yeah.
Aguilar, another hitting error. Back-to-back from IVC, so it's a quick 2-0 run to open set 4.
How about this clinic going on with Demi Dawson? She's got 21 digs. She got 7 aces.
Wow.
7 aces, really?
7
That's unbelievable.
aces.
Through 3 sets, that's pretty great.
It's approaching the record, 10, I believe, what it is, but I'll take a look. Might as well. I'll
In
take
a
a look at the
championship.
They didn't call
at
anything
a
there?
tournament championship,
Wow.
yes.
Wow,
Back
Ray
set Brogan. They go
swallowed
right back
the
to it,
whistle.
into the tape. That's a 4-bagger.
Oh, wow.
Coach,
Yeah.
what'd you see there?
Well, Canyon's libero brought her fists up like she was going to bump the ball and then hand set it, and it was just, I mean, that wasn't a double, it was a triple. And, Ray swallowed the whistle, let him play on.
Short serve again, this time from Perez. Big block up front. Ferguson. Burns. You see it right here. That's just better defense versus the offense, and Aguilar stoned at the net.
Dawson's tied for the 3rd highest ever in a state tournament match. The record is 10 by Michelle Johnson of Sacramento City back in 2007.
Wow. Oh, we still got more games to go here.
Yes. Lau back to serve. Lau had a nice service run earlier in this match, I believe in set 1.
I don't know how she can chew gum and play volleyball. It's gnarly.
It's impressive. Ferguson in the middle. And now Ferguson's starting to heat up.
The same way the last set started, 5-1 Canyons.
I thought the Cougars really let an opportunity slip away in set 3. IBC,
Look at
that
that
one
serve.
off of the
Look
tape.
at that serve.
That one dies off of the tape on to the IVC side. 6-1 now.
You know, I think in every great gym, when you're training serve receive, you got to have your setter in your middle practicing, calling out, I got tape, because it happens, and we've seen it here way more than I've seen it in most matches, but, that's 2 or 3 points in a match, and that's going to pay big dividends when you're seeing 28, 26 games, that one tape shot that you can pick up.
6-2 now. Ferguson just has to bump it over. She was caught off guard. Aguilar, meanwhile, is wide.
I don't think that's Aguilar's set. Low, doesn't allow her to reach to her true potential, kind of gets shot committed. They need to give her something higher so she can go up and get it.
Dawson serving, no ace there. Pretty good serve though, that one in play, and that is huge for Irvine Valley as the Lasers, it's a quick side out, it's one and done for Demi Dawson. Already trailing at 7-3 That could have been big trouble for the Lasers if Dawson goes on a run there here in set 4. Great serve receive from Paige. Burns set up
Nice
but not
scoop.
down. Ramsier with a dig. Cavaloa blocked back over. Back set. Big swing from Fortuny. That's a terrific set from Ramsier, disguising it and setting it up back.
She just entered the match too, Fortuny.
Yeah, Fortuny in front along with Intisari and Cavaloa. That jump serve, a little bit off the mark from Aguilar.
Yeah, you haven't seen a lot of misses from her at the service line.
No.
Her second error of the match, just her second serving error.
Here's Emily Burns. Into the tape and down on the Cougar side.
I wonder how much time all these teams have spent practicing that tape shot serve, because we've seen it way too much here.
Thompson had a huge one in that 5th and deciding set. That was the killer point.
That was my phone there, Coach. 8-5. IBC trailing it by 3 here in set 4. They're up 2-1 in sets on top of COC. COC, the 3 seed out of the South. That one into the block and down on the IBC side. Shayla Johnson.
Just another missed time block from Irvine Valley again. Ball going outside. They're on the way down. Hands aren't pressing over the net. I'm surprised that their coaching staff has not talked to them about pressing over and timing that block a little bit better.
Johnson, after the kill, back to the service line. Aguilar. Free ball. Got to capitalize here if you're Canyons. Page, good swing. Knocked down. Dug out by Lau. Another free ball. Dawson again with a nice pass. Sets up Vito. Page now, dink shot. Kept alive.
Whoa.
That's going to be a double tap called against Aguilar, trying to get that one over. Good rally, cut short by a ball handling error. We have a timeout here.
I came to the right
IBC.
matches, man. We're looking like 2 5-setters here.
You're the reason we're staying here all night. Is that it?
Might be.
Robert Lewis contemplating firing Armin Zarkarian on color. 10-5.
Hey, it's okay.
Timeout on the floor.
It's free.
Back to battle out of the timeout. A big roof up front. Perez, Beto, right there. Cavaloa denied.
Canyons having no trouble pressing over right now. They've really picked up their defense.
That one into the net.
That doesn't help your defense.
And Coach, real quick, I made an observation there. There's a ball being thrown down the side, and I think that got into the eye of the server for College of the Canyons.
Really? I didn't see that. I think our ball shaggers are doing an excellent job trying to stay out of the way.
And sometimes you catch things in the periphery that can really disrupt your rhythm. That time, Cavaloa over the block. Obviously, both teams with great court awareness, and you have to imagine that the peripheral vision for both teams, every player on it, is a little bit above average.
Yeah, I touched on this earlier. These teams are so good at the service line. They get into such a great routine and just know how to hit the serve.
Cavaloa off the block, and Burns
you've
late
got to
getting
be
there.
on that.
Late to react. And
I think Paige is mad. She's sitting there going, you know what? I should have played that ball.
Yeah.
I don't think that was her ball. She knew she could have gotten it.
Yet another net serve that just got over.
Yeah, that's by design. I think at this point it's safe to say that they know that the tape is loose and they're going to play it to their advantage. Saw Delta do that a lot. Seeing it here with IVC as well. Dawson's had a couple. Her service game, great coverage by Johnson. Outside, Paige, good swing, off the block and down.
There it is again. I just don't understand why they're so early. This is going to bug me.
Vito comes off. She'll be replaced by Kelsey Strong. Strong from the service line now here for the Cougars. Up by 4 here in set number 4. Ramsier near side Cavaloa. That's a long way to travel for the ball on the set. Allows the block to get over. Rally stays alive. Cavaloa, another good swing. Johnson on point. Burns from the back row. Does not rise up. Putting that one over is Ferguson. Joust ball at the front.
That's a net.
Net violation on Ferguson. That's a pretty easy call here, Armin.
Yeah, I mean, she was the only one up there. She got a little overzealous there.
Yeah. So the deficit cut to 3 for IVC. Cavaloa now serving for the Lasers.
I like this hybrid serve of Cavaloa's. I know it didn't get over the net on that one, but she disguises it well. It shows up, it looks like a float, and then she puts a little topspin on it. Usually catches passers by surprise.
That one into the net. Serve back to Rachel Perez and the Cougars. Back set, slide. That time getting on top of one for IVC. Allison Kent.
Nice work by Kent coming into the game cold after the second or third set. And they finally got some production out of somebody other than Cavaloa and Aguilar.
I haven't seen a lot of slides in play here from the IVC side in this match.
It was like a pinch single right there.
Agreed. Burns responds in a big way down the line.
I definitely see some nerves right now on IVC's side. I think Canyons just has to play loose and keep the ball in play, and I think they're gonna push this to 5 here.
Aguilar saves that one.
Another free ball.
Big block up front. Joust ball won by the Cougars. Johnson gets it over. Lau handles it near side. Aguilar!
Again, Canyons gets a free ball. They run the inside ball into the double block. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then you see IVC pushing that ball all the way to the pin. Really spreads the defense out.
Is that a matter of setter's decision or setter ability?
The setters are going to make the call, and most teams have free ball plays, and they love that inside lob set, except that it just doesn't work against the bunch, especially with middles that nobody respects.
Big swing from Burns. Lau keeping it alive. Another free ball situation. Nope. Miscommunication results in a point for Canyons.
If you're a middle there, you got to get out of the way. You got to let your ball control players play that ball. Let Cavaloa put that over. Get up there, read block.
Is that the equivalent in basketball? The big man bringing it up the floor?
You don't need them to be handling that third contact, trying to put it over the net.
Short serve from Dawson. See if she can go on a run here for the Cougars.
Wow.
Oh, it'll be at least one as Aguilar puts that into the twine.
I'm thinking a timeout's coming here.
Yeah, I think so too. Either a timeout or, Pesto gets up off the bench.
He's got some trust in his team. He thinks they're going to battle out of this.
I'm surprised they don't call a timeout there with Dawson on serve. Get away in a hurry. Dawson, you don't want to see her get in a rhythm if you like the Lasers. That one off of the block and down. What a response by Vortuni.
Tell you what, I think IVC might need to lean on some of the other players right now.
Well, I got to tell you, Aguilar, Cavaloa look gassed.
Yeah, they're doing their best. They're doing their best, but you got to keep it. Got to keep it honest.
Off of the tape,
They're in the 50s
Paige.
on attempts.
Yeah.
So you're going to get tired.
That one in play. Burns plays it perfectly on the angle.
Funny, Ramsey stayed in the sharp angle, kind of what I talked about earlier. And what does Burns do? She beats her into the corner. It's just good play.
Yeah, Burns just mixing it up. Just so good. Well-rounded player. All-state selection. Kavaloa.
Wow. That's a swing right there.
Big time from Tyra.
She knew that block was there. She was not trying to hit down. She was going high off the hands.
I'm a betting man. I'm thinking she's all tournament. What do you think?
She's close. I might vote for her if I have a vote.
Parham now serving. It's a good one. Page handles it okay. Johnson, good swing. Parham bumps it up. Kavaloa, roll shot. Outside, Johnson. Still
Nice
going.
dig by Aguilar. Kavaloa's got to do something better. There you go.
She tools that one to perfection. Perez got off guard.
Yeah, I understand hitting the ball over. You can't roll a ball to Dawson, the libero.
Yeah.
That just doesn't work. You know, you got to challenge the outside blocker. You got to do something different.
We were talking about Pestalozzi calling the timeout, and now it's Timmons who calls the timeout there.
17-14, the momentum shifts in favor of the Lasers, and the Cougars will try to quell that with the timeout. Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports. It's win or go home here in set 4 for the Cougars, and the momentum seeping away, and Coach Timmons calls timeout. Need a response right here. Parham serving for the Lasers. Good pass.
We saw Delta in a similar situation, and they were able to find a way. Let's see if Canyons can stretch it out here.
Johnson tools it and scores.
She wanted that line swing all the way.
Yeah.
She turned. She was ready to tool that block. That's a nice play.
The lead shoots back out to 4. Quick side out. Here's Shayla Johnson now serving after the kill. Good serve. Oh, that was a questionable tap from Ramsier. Jeff, can we see the replay on that one? I thought that was a suspect ball here. I can't really see it in the shot. Can we get the other? I see a rotation on that ball, and that was very close to being an illegal touch. Live action now. Page off of the high hands. Aguilar saves it, but unable to do anything with it. Kavaloa.
You know, going back to that last set, and there's a lot of rule changes, you know, the last decade or so, and a lot of times, you know, the referees are trying to lean on the side of letting those plays go. They want the game to keep flowing. They want spectators to be able to watch the action. They're not trying to stop doubles if they're athletic. And that time, I think Ramsier made an athletic play.
Yeah, well, Ramsier seems to make only athletic plays. I mean, she's just quite the specimen out there. Service error for the Cougars. Cuts the deficit to 3 for the Lasers. And I was talking a little bit about it with Gabby Silva earlier today in the quarterfinals about the prevalence of the beach game now becoming such a key factor in the volleyball world. And you maybe wonder, you know, in the beach game, it's a little bit more lenient in terms of the calls. And you know, she made a point that she thought that with the introduction of beach being such almost a primary form of volleyball now, they're letting plays like that go more often.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to cater to the spectator, and spectators don't know what's going on and why a referee is blowing the whistle if you're not a volleyball enthusiast, you know. And so they're doing everything they can to try to keep the game flowing, to try to keep it within television framework and have commercials, timeouts, length of matches. That's why they made the libero rule back in the late 90s, right? They didn't want to stop the game for substitution, so they figured why not just let somebody come in for free entry there.
Perez set her down. Net violation forced by Ramsier. We have not seen a dump like that from Ramsier this match, I don't believe. And she utilizes it at the perfect time.
Canyons needs a side out here. Let's see if they go to Burns.
Page, bump set. They do go to Burns. Big angle, Lau right there. Great coverage near side. Aguilar down the line. 2019. It was a great rally from the Lasers in set 3 to take the lead 2-1.
She didn't even transition there. She just stepped close, stood where she was, and hit over the block. That's impressive. You want that on your team.
Dawson with a great pass. Burns, big swing, and a big kill.
Not many players can go at Lau like that. She usually scoops it up, but that was an extreme angle. Really nice play from Burns. How about the setting right now from Canyons?
Yeah, Perez is on fire.
You know what? She's just quiet. That's a sign of a great setter, right? Not flashy. No one talks about them, but they just get the job done. I think she's set a really clean match.
Near side, Aguilar will try to respond. That was out.
Big point. Big point.
Now it's 22-19. And we talked about the lack of lift here on some of the jumps for Aguilar, able to muster up previous to that point. But that time, a little bit lower in the hit, and she goes wide on the angle, 22-19. And Canyons 3 points away from forcing a fifth set here in semifinal number 2. Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports. Point lead out of the timeout. For the Cougars, Page serving for COC. Gets one over, it's a good serve. Ramsier on her knees. Aguilar blocked back over. Bump set from Bath. Opportunity here, Burns blocked over by Aguilar, but not down. Dawson's gonna bump it over, looking for a long bump. She gets one, Aguilar, perfect set. This is going to be a net violation, going to go against Ferguson. IVC to 20.
Well, I haven't watched IVC a whole lot this year, and obviously they're undefeated, but they haven't had much production from anybody other than their outside hitters. And I think Canyons has done a really nice job of trapping the outsides. They know that they're not trying to go to their middles or right sides, and they're causing fits. I know Aguilar and Avaloa have got a lot of kills, but they've had to work for them.
And answering the call, it's Fortuny.
They need more of that. They need other players to step up, and Ramsier's got to identify that, and she's got to be able to spread the offense around.
Lissa closes the gap. It's a 1 point lead for the Cougars, and Ramsier back to serve for the Lasers. Good serve.
That's a smart play, and that was 2 contacts.
Aguilar roofed over Burns and Ferguson.
Second time we've seen a low set to Aguilar. I just don't think she likes that ball. They need to give her a higher set.
And that was Ferguson quelling that rally by Irvine Valley. Cougars 2 points away.
It's okay to go fast, but it's got to work for your team.
Service there on Dawson. I don't know if we've seen one here today from Demi. An inopportune time for the Cougars, and now Aguilar back to serve for Irvine Valley.
Yeah, their best server here at the line. Let's see if they can handle
That
this.
was their first error of the match.
Perfect pass.
Burns.
How about Burns?
Rifle
Great
shot,
dig.
but it's dug out. Tough set. Beto.
Nice up.
Ramsier puts it over. Dawson, free ball situation. Burns down the line, but it's out. She knew it too. Tied up, 23 all, set 4.
Tell you what, Cavaloa, it doesn't look like anything there, but she made the save of the day. I mean, that ball was on the ground, and she sprawled out just to keep it alive. Ramsier sets it over, and just like that, Burns puts the ball out of bounds. Tie game.
Trying to will her team to the state final.
Told you guys, she's got the eye. She wants it, man.
Aguilar.
Another error from her. She's got a couple in this late in this set.
Set point.
You want your player to hit their best serve. Sometimes, though, you got to have a backup.
Burns puts it over in play. A
Trouble.
good serve.
Where's it going?
Free ball. Opportunity. Back row? No. Outside. Shayla can't put it down. Back set. Vortuni. Good swing. Dug out.
What a dig.
Page, what a dig. Ramsier.
Does Cavaloa have some trap set?
Down the line. Page right there. Outside. Shayla Johnson.
Never got over.
Never got over. That's 4. We head to a 5th and final set here in semifinal number 2. 25-0 on the line for IVC.
IVC's looking around.
They're talking about it right now.
No. They're calling captains. That was
unbelievable.
No chance. That was nobody touched that ball. Hit the tape.
If there's such a thing as it's almost crazy to say this, but it's almost an anticlimactic 5-set match when you consider how the emotions were going on in that Delta Cabrillo match.
Yeah.
And then you come in and you lose half your fans because it's a North hosted state final. State championship.
It is an all South here semifinal in semifinal number 2, but viewership probably it's a great match nonetheless. Viewership likely very good on our website www.socalcollegesports.com. You can catch this on the go. You can catch this in your car. You go to McDonald's, you go to the drive-thru, watch it live. We got a good one here. We head to a 5th set. IVC and Canyons for a berth in the state championship tomorrow versus Delta. Stay tuned. We head to a 5th and final set here in semifinal number 2, and we got a great matchup between College of the Canyons, IVC, Cougars and the Lasers.
Mike, insane stats for Irvine. Aguilar has 23 kills. Kaualoa has 22 kills. Aguilar has 16 digs. Remsar, the set 48 assists.
Unbelievable.
And then you go on the Canyon side. Perez has got 39 assists. But spread out, coach, spread out. Johnson, 13 kills. Emily Burns, 13 kills. Caroline Page, 11 kills.
That's the difference, I think. You can't ride just one or two players. You can, but with a team that's got a well-coached defense that knows how to set up against one, two kids,
Yeah,
makes it tough.
When you go into 5 sets, now it becomes a war of attrition, and when you only serving and force-feeding those two players, Aguilar off the block, not down. Bump set, it's a back set. Burns off of the block. That's a great dig by Bath. Aguilar looking for the line. Johnson right there. Page.
No,
not off the block.
Also a battle of the liberos, 25 for Dawson, 21 for Lau.
Oh.
Yeah, they're playing well, both of them.
Just fantastic play on both sides. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Unfortunate, but there's two state championship quality teams right here.
Can't ask for anything better than 2 5-set semifinals.
Outside, Burns, big swing, dug out. Kaualoa. Aguilar through the block and striking first blood early here in set 5. It's IVC. I believe this is the first set of the match where we see IVC with an early lead in the set. Remember, this set, 1st to 15 for the win. The pass from Johnson, Page, down the line. Lau right there.
What a play.
Dawson digs that one out. Page back to the well, roofed over. Aguilar, little flare on it.
They got to be real careful here. Timmons is already eyeing and he's thinking about maybe a timeout. You don't want to let this lead get too big in the 5th set.
Especially with Lau on serve right here. Off of the tape, great response from Perez. Bump set on the money. Burns! That had trouble written all over it. Perez made a fantastic find to get a touch on it. And Burns puts it away for the first point of set number 5 for the Cougars.
Tape shot awareness. Setters and middles. Got to be aware. Great play.
Overpass results in a point for IVC. That's a joust ball that Ferguson needs to react to quicker. She does not, and it's a point for the Lasers. If you're Ferguson, you have to recognize that is an overpass. You got to get there quicker.
Yeah, tough ball to defend. Looks like she wants to dump it forward and turns it around, goes behind her head.
Johnson, big swing, dug out. Lau. Aguilar off the mark.
She's had such a great match, but she's starting to show that tired arm. That's three or four
tired arm,
errors.
Tired legs. How many attempts, Coach?
Well, she had through the first 4, how about 53 attempts?
Unbelievable.
How about Kaualoa with 61? 61 attempts.
That one gets through for the Lasers.
Let's see if Aguilar sticks with the jump serve here. I got a feeling she will, but I'd like to see her go back to getting nice top spin on the ball. She hasn't hit the ball too clean in her last couple of attempts.
Armin Zakarian, Robert Lewis, Mike Zepeda with you on tonight's coverage.
There we go.
Burns, big swing.
And a kill.
Aguilar can't do anything with it. That's tough. Now you get Burns into the back row. Well, we talked about the serving prowess really at the disposal for College of the Canyons. Burns coming into these championships, 70 aces. Not much on that one though. Back set. Fortuny.
I'll tell you what, I think IVC's coaching staff was listening to us. They're talking about, hey, we need to set somebody other than Kaualoa and Aguilar.
You get some one-on-ones outside.
Yeah, Fortuny has really been fortunate there, and she's been getting the opportunities, and she's taken full advantage. That's 2 straight kills from her.
They didn't have a pitch count on those 2 girls.
Right.
You know?
Parham, good serve. Out of system. Johnson looking for the line off of the block.
No call here. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if that ball got over.
Tom
Jeff, let's see the replay.
is livid.
Did it?
Livid right
Let's
now.
see if we can catch it here. It's going to be very close, but yeah, I don't know if that ball got over. Bring back the slider just a little bit there, Jeff. All the way back, all the way back.
Right here.
Oh, no, that was blocked over. That's a good call. Setting up Vortuni. Vortuni, the set not there. Page now with an opportunity. Lau with a dig.
Watch
Back
that.
set, no. Right to Beto.
Nice play, Cavaloa. Gosh.
Cavaloa looking for a kill. Johnson with good coverage. Perez outside. Page tooling the block, but not down. Cavaloa now with a big swing, but it's out. Back and forth we go here, gentlemen.
Now, these teams are in a dogfight. These are two well-coached teams. They know their systems. This is some good volleyball we're watching here.
6-5. Back set, Vortuni again. Johnson handles it pretty well. Back row attack. And that's Burns unable to really get on top of it.
I like the idea, though. I mean, she's got to take a big crack at the ball.
Sure, why not?
Trying to tie the game up.
I think maybe Burns, she had that one back, take a little bit off of it, just get it into court.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 7-5 IVC with a 2-point lead here in set 5.
Yeah, if you're her coach, though, you're happy to see that she's taking big cuts on the ball, not afraid of the moment.
Beto gets it over. Lau right there. Cavaloa, big swing.
Oh, man.
Johnson, nothing she can do.
I wonder if Canyons calls a timeout here.
Well, IVC
right
the
at
first
the
to 8.
switch.
And we switch sides. Go right back into it. We'll keep it here. We'll see the replay on that kill from Cavaloa.
Just such a great chop down the line here. She's showing angle, turns that ball, thumb up. And there's that timeout from Canyons.
Get a little rest here for the Cougars. We will do the same. Back in a moment. And down the stretch we come here, semifinal number 2. We switch sides. IVC the first team to 8. It's 8-5.
Well, they switched sides at 8 to Cabrillo in that other semifinal.
Well, that's a good ball that goes into the twine. This is going to be a point for the Cougars. Quick side out on Bath. 8-6. Here comes Kelsey Strong. Aguilar handles it pretty well. No. Aguilar, that's going to be
my.
That's going to be a 2-tap. Jeff, can we see the replay there? That tough call going against IVC. We have a yellow card called. Is that going to be, who's that going to go against?
It's going against Tom Pestalacci for getting up and arguing. And you know what? If I'm a coach, I'm pissed off too. I don't know that was a double contact.
And in a big moment, 8-7.
It's tough when the referees get subjective there. And
well, ball don't lie, I guess. Into the twine, back to a 2-point advantage here in set 5 for IVC. Kyle Valoa now serving.
Oh, I like that
Yeah,
hybrid ball. Just snuck up on that passer there.
Really did.
Free ball. Let's see what happens.
Ramsier, Aguilar blocked back over, out.
I just don't understand why they keep trying to go fast to her. Every time they set her low, she's down where the blockers are.
Yeah.
You know, a girl that big, you got to put her up there. Let her go up and hit above the clouds. Nobody else is near her.
Yeah, you have. Not only that, I mean, she gets up so high. She got those long arms. Utilize.
Right.
Ramsier goes
see if they give her a better ball here. Nice up from Paige.
Keeps it alive. Ramsier goes back again to Aguilar, and
There's
she
that
puts
higher
it
set.
through the block. Just what the doctor ordered. Armin, you called it. Lau now to serve.
Got a feeling these girls are going to be taking ice baths when they get back to the hotel.
The players, how about the commentators? Use an ice bath myself, or a cryo chamber, near side. Burns.
Wow,
Big swing, Lau
just
with a
being
dig.
big.
Burns again. That went off of a touch. That's why Kyle Valoa saved it, but unable to get there in time. It's Bath 10-9. Man, how about this back and forth? You talk about a rivalry at the championship level. Doesn't get any better. Overpass. Bump set. Johnson puts it into the middle of the hardwood. Kyle Valoa, great save. Bath will put it short. Near side. Johnson through the block, not down. Ramsier setting up Aguilar, looking for the back line. Dawson unable to corral it. She'll bump it over. No, into the net. Dawson had an opportunity to extend the point, but she can't get it over the tape. And the point will go to the Lasers.
Yeah, you're seeing a combination of fatigue, nerves. There's a lot going on here, and the volleyball's not as clean, but man, the effort's there. Not a question. These two teams are playing hard.
Mike, can I give a couple of shout-outs?
Absolutely, please.
I want to. First, we got our public address announcer, Matt Folsom. 6 matches that he's called today. That's a lot of points, a lot of side outs, and then Tatiana Martinez. I can't say enough. She's from her Stat LLC company, and she has statted all 6 of the matches today, and 2 5-setters, and she's going strong at that table. And I can tell you, as a statistician, volleyball is the hardest sport to do, and she's just an all-time pro.
Yeah, it's such a luxury when you have stats live at the table here, and we're able to utilize them and convey that to the viewership. Folsom, not only did he do 6 games today, he did 4 games yesterday for soccer.
And he's going to go back there. I got to fill in for Matt tomorrow.
we're lucky at West Valley. We just hired Matt Folsom
That's exactly
as
right.
our SID. He's been absolutely great for us.
He's lights out. He's a friend of the program here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. It's been a pleasure to work with him the past couple of years.
Burns, that's an opportunity here. Let's give her another ball, huh?
She sets it to Ramsier. That's actually a really good option there. Takes a setter out of play. Near side, this is Johnson. The block late, getting there. Lau can't corral it into the twine. 11-10, and the gap closed to 1. Cougars now serving.
You don't see Lau miss digs that often, and that time she just mistimed it. That ball should have gone straight up to the middle.
And who's at the service line for the Cougars? Exactly who you want. Demi Dawson.
7 aces.
Tape shot ace, guys. Call it.
That'd be some serious stones there. Aguilar off of the block. Bump set here from Dawson, setting up Burns. Aguilar cleans up the garbage. Joust ball at the net. Vito puts it away. 11-0 in set 5.
I think you have to call timeout, don't you?
Yeah, Pesto up off of the bench, and he will call the timeout. Tell the world. We are broadcasting live on YouTube, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com, the YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. You can catch this live. You can catch the entire match on demand after it ends later tonight. Some friends and family want to watch us again, feel free. Timeout on the floor. We'll do the same. Back in a moment. who's going to run out of gas first?
I don't know. Canyon's got a little pep in their step right now.
They really do. And you want exactly who you have at the service line right now. And Demi Dawson.
Let's see what they run out of the timeout here. Bad pass. They're going to go high ball.
Pretty good serve. Fortuny.
That's a heck of a
dug
swing.
Out.
Nice dig.
Johnson back over. Dawson right there. Back set. Burns. Big swing from Emily. Emily Burns gives the Cougars their first lead here in set 5, 12-11.
Had not heard much of Burns in this set until that hit.
Again, credit to Canyon's setting.
Dawson goes long. Ramsier sets up Fortuny on the far side. Burns right there, blocks it back over, back to Fortuny. She gets through. Beto not turning the hands in, not good penetration on the block. See it one more time here.
Tell you what, Fortuny's played real big for Irvine in this fifth set.
12 all.
It's got to be her third, fourth kill. It's nice to get some production from somebody other than those two players. Oh my.
Free ball. Aguilar. Ramsier, the slide.
Nice set.
Roll shot from Kavaloa.
Paige is mad at herself. She was dug in, expecting a hard-driven ball, and Kavaloa wise puts in the off-speed shot, catches her off guard.
Dynamic repertoire on display for Tyra Kavaloa. That gives the Lasers the 1-point lead, 13-12 here in set number 5.
Oh,
back set.
That's a
That
chuck.
could be your point right there.
That's a tough time
Perez.
to miss time your set there. No timeout from Timmons. Has he used them both?
I think he has an early run in this set for IVC, and now it's match point in set 5. 25-0 on the line. It's a back set. Burns looking for the corner. It catches the back line.
Wow.
Timmons loves it. Gives a little Tiger Woods fist pump.
All right, well, I'm assuming Kavaloa gets this ball here, unless Ramsier's got a knack for Fortuny. It's going pin to pin here.
Big moment. Burns with the serve. Kavaloa will get it on the far side. She takes another bit off of it.
Oh, chance here.
That one off the block and down. Shayla Johnson, 14 all in set 5.
Pesto calling another timeout.
5-setter, 14-14.
Well, we had a 15-13, correct, against when the Delta Cabrillo match.
Just incredible. State tournament volleyball.
I don't want to sleep.
No.
Who needs sleep?
I could use some coffee, though. Maybe some green tea. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, I think I finished the coffee in the hospitality room.
And you know who's loving this? San Joaquin Delta.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because these teams are just hammering away at each other. As you see Pestalacci.
Well, you know both coaches. Whoever wins this match, you know both coaches, Delta and the winner of this second semifinal, they're both sitting there going, hey, you know what? We're both tired. We've both been through it. 5-setters. It's going to be who wants it tomorrow.
I love it. Pestalacci comes over out of the timeout, gives us the Jordan shrug over here in the booth. 14 all, set 5.
Except he didn't hit 6 threes.
No, he hasn't hit 6 threes. Hey, he was doing it in place of Aguilar and Kavaloa.
There was also one more Timmons shrug of the beard there.
There you go. This is going pin to pin once again.
Fortuny.
Oh, that's
miscommunication.
I love it. Player of the game right here is Fortuny. She has just stepped up big in this 5th set.
She's responded in a big way.
Real impressed with her play. Great job by Ramsier giving her an opportunity. And just like that, she's got double-digit kills, helping IVC balance out the attack.
Now Jade Parham serving for the Lasers. Pretty good serve receive there. Johnson off of the block. Aguilar.
There's the ball.
Great pass outside. Kavaloa can put it away, and that'll do it. IVC through to tomorrow's final, 16-14. It'll be San Joaquin Delta, the Mustangs, and IVC keeping their streak alive, 26-0 now in 2017. We'll come back, wrap things up, set the table for tomorrow. You're watching the 3C2A Women's Championship Heroin Volleyball
Great match.
2017. Wow. The finals are set. IVC San Joaquin Delta tomorrow at 3 p.m. A 5-set thriller, really, in both semifinals here. And IVC moves on with a win over College of the Canyons. We are joined by, now I want to make sure I get the name right here, Tyra Kaavaloa, one of the lead kill scorers for IVC. And Tyra, what an incredible match put on, and the hitting display put on by you and Olivia.
Thank you.
Can you talk about the synergy that you and Olivia have hitting the ball? I mean, obviously you guys not in the front all the time, but when you are, just such a dynamic duo.
So our coaches just tell us to go up there and keep swinging, even if like we get blocked a couple times. They tell us keep swinging, we'll cover you. If we have to tip roll, they'll give us the leeway to it, but. Yeah. They mostly want us to swing.
Yeah, you know, hey, hitters hit, shooters shoot.
Yeah.
You know, Armin, you talked about you know some of the hitting attributes for Tyra here, and obviously Olivia. And man, you just seem to get so high up off the ground. Can you talk about? I mean, what do you do in the off season to get that kind of vert? I'm jealous.
It's a lot of outrigger beach volleyball, probably, huh?
You know it. Gotta hit the gym all the time. Yeah, just
Deadlifts. Deadlifts are the ones.
Deadlifts, yeah, it's good for your core right there as well. Real quick, before we go, Megan Ramsier, I wanted to talk about your connection with her. You guys always seem to be on the same page. She sets you up and puts you in a position to succeed.
Always. Megan and I mesh. We all mesh so perfect, actually. I've never played with a setter like Megan before. She sets butter, nectar all day.
I like it, butter
That's
and nectar. Well, I mean, she one of the best setters, if not the best setter in the state. And you talk about her athleticism and her size up front, but also her fluidity and able to get balls out to where usually you wouldn't see balls out there where they need to be, and she just puts them on the money.
Yep, all the time. Even if it's off the court, she'll push it all the way to the other antenna.
Yeah, she's pretty strong. It seems like you and Aguilar have 2 different sets you like to hit, right? Aguilar's a little bit higher. You like to go a little bit faster, but you were able to hit with a lot of really nice range tonight. Talk to me a little bit about what it was like going up against Burns and that big block, and what were you thinking about when you were moving the ball around and you got a nice line chops, you got some great off speeds. What were you thinking about up there?
I was just thinking about keeping the ball in play, basically. I wasn't trying to kill every ball, but when I had the chance, I did. Their blockers did an awesome job getting 2 blocks up every time.
Yeah, they were trapping you guys big time.
Yeah, and their defense was they played well.
How about Vortuni? What did you think about her in the 5th set?
Oh, man.
Was she MVP of the 5th set right there?
You know it. She's always so quiet, but today she just lit it up. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about you and being so dynamic up on the net. You took a little bit off of it as it got later into the match because you knew you were getting trapped.
Yeah.
The doubles were there, and you were looking for not power but placement. Really won out.
What's the question? Sorry.
Well, I mean, really, the question is, I mean, how do you see it when you get up there? What initiates the decision in real time to take a little bit off of it instead of power? Is it something that's predetermined, or is it something that you are able to survey in a split second?
Yeah, I see if I can take a swing at it or if there are 2 big blocks up. So I just determine. Meg gives me a good enough set where I can see the blockers and choose what I want to do with it.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I know you got some shout-outs. Fire away.
Hi, Mom and Grandma Mary, Papa, everyone, Grandma Betty. I got to go down my list, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Grandma Betty, Papa Kip, Papa John, Grandma Mary, Papa Bob, Auntie Lisa, Dada, all my mom and dad.
There's a lot of aunties and a lot of uncles in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's a family. It takes a village.
It really does. And, well, real quick, let's talk about the other Hawaiian native, Gabby Lau, both alums of University Lab. And how long have you guys been playing together?
Maybe about 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys play club too?
Yep, we play club together.
What club do you guys play with?
We play for Lani Kai Athletics.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, that'll do it for our coverage here of the 3C2A Women's Volleyball Championships. The final tomorrow at 3 p.m. It'll be San Joaquin Delta and IVC. For Armin Zakarian and Tyra Kaavaloa. Thank you for watching, everybody. Jeff Stoynoff, Matt Henson. A lot of thank yous to go around. We'll get to those tomorrow. Jorge Sabeda, of course. Gabby Silva earlier with us, and Robert Lewis as well.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate you. Back tomorrow.
Tyra, nice match.
Thank you again.
Way to go,
Thank
girls.
you. Thank you.